Okay, so yes, welcome to this new session in the Python programming series. In this series, we are going to learn the different concept of the Python. Yesterday in the last session, we have seen the concept called as a function, how to use the function in Python. Also, we have seen that what are the arguments, what are the different types of argument that we can include inside the Python function. Okay, so just let's revise it. So yes, the very first one is, yes, first argument is the positional argument. Yes, positional argument means it is whenever you are passing an argument, it will be passed as a position of that particular argument. So that is called the positional argument. And second one is a keyword argument. In a keyword argument, while calling the function, whatever the value we want to give to that argument, we are using the name of that argument directly, and we just assign the value to that argument. Like suppose if there is a x argument is there, and if I want to provide the 5 value, so we just directly giving x equal to 5. So explicitly you are using the name of the argument in keyword argument. Yes, and also we have seen the as a multiple multi-argument is a positional argument. Okay, and multi uh, keyword argument also. Okay, so how to give the multi keywords argument and multiple positional argument, that also we have seen. And also we have seen the last topic as a default argument. Okay, so yes, if you are using the default argument, then if the user is not providing the value of that argument, the whatever the default value you have taken, that default value is get considered for that particular argument. Okay, so yes, default value we can consider. So if you have given the default value, then that argument is called as an optional argument. If the default value is present, argument is called as a optional argument. So while calling the function, you need not to be give the value of that argument. If it is not given, the default will be taken, and if the value is given, then whatever the value you have given, the new value, that will be considered. Okay, so yes, today we are going to share we are going to learn the new topic, and that is the functional programming. Okay, so yes, yesterday in the last session we have seen the function, how to use the function in Python. Yes, it means that to solve our problem, okay, to solve a problem, we can divide our whole program into the number of tasks. And yes, every task is called as a function. So yes, the Python is supporting the functional programming. Function, the whole Python program, we can divide into the function. And yes, whenever we need that function, we just call that function. So yes, we can have this type of approach, functional programming approach in a Python. So yes, we can write a function very simply. So what there are something is more advanced terms is also available in functional programming that is not available in the previous languages, that I'm going to discuss here about in a functional programming. Okay. So in a functional programming, a problem is treated as an evaluation of one or more function. Yes, we will divide our program into the more than one or more function, and yes, we will call that function when we need that particular function to be executed. So hence a given problem is decomposed into the set of function. Yes, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, the number of function. And yes, using that function, we can solve our problem. Now, this function provide the main source of logic in the program. Yeah. In Python, we can assign the function to a variable, and it can be called using this variable. So this is a new to you. Generally, in our previous languages, what we do, suppose if the variable is get defined, now we can give the another name to that variable, that is called the reference. So we can create the reference to that variable. But here in Python, we can create the reference to a function also. Yes, we can assign a function to a variable, and yes, using that variable, we can call that function also. Okay, so yes, here one simple example is given. Here one function is there, display function, which is taking one argument, num argument, which is printing that num. And now I have assigned the display as a show. So when you assign this type of the assignment, if you are using this type of the assignment, like This is the function name and this is the variable name. Now this show is now become a function. Show is also function and display is also function. Show and display pointing to the same function. So if you are calling the display function, the same statement will be executed. If you are calling that function using the show, then also the same function will be, or same statement will be executed. Let's see here, show 10. Okay, show 10, it means that the 10 get passed to the num, and here the value of that num, that is 10, get printed. Okay, and when you call the same function using the second name like display, so yes, the 20 should be printed. Okay, okay, so let's see here. Okay, don't so this is the second example, but we will execute the first one. So yes, show 10 will give the same output and the display also giving the same. If I'm providing the same input, yeah, both are having the same input. If I'm giving here some, if I'm editing this value, editing this printf function like number or the argument is equal to num. Okay, so yes, you can see here argument is equal to 10. Yeah, so it means that we can give the different name to a function, So not possible in a C++. Actually, it is indirectly possible in C++. We can give the function pointer, we can define the function pointer, and using the function pointer, we can call that function. But here, this is called as a function reference. So this is the reference to a function. So reference, you know that the same function is having the second name. You can give the another name also, like suppose I'm giving the Ganesh is equal to suppose display. Okay, and yes, I can call that function using my name also, like suppose 10. So yes, the same function will be called. Yeah, so you can give the name, different names to the function. Yeah. Generally, we know that here in a C language, we are using a printf function, but in a C++ in a Python language, for printing the value, we are using print function. So yes, if you are very familiar with the C language, what you can do, instead of using the print, if you want to use printf function, you can assign it. So yes, printf equal to print. Yeah, and you can call this function printf function. Yes, when you call printf my name is Ganesh, so actually the print function is calling, and yes, I'm getting the output as my name is Ganesh. Yes, students, are you getting this point? Yes, we can assign a function to a variable. That is the moral. Yes, type yes in the chat box if you understood this point. एकदम सिंपल है, कोई भी फंक्शन को मैं दूसरा नाम दे सकता हूँ. We can give the second name to that function, and yes, we can use that name for calling the function. Yes, type yes in the chat box if you understood this. Okay, yes, thank you. So in a Python, let me clear all the output first. Yeah. Okay, so in a Python, function can be passed as an argument to a function, and the function can be written from function. Okay, so actually anything we can do with the Python, yes, or there is no such a restriction. Okay, so it means that we can give the argument, we can give the function as an argument to a different function, Okay, function can be an argument of a second function. So like there is a display function, the result is num, and here there is add function which is taking the two numbers, as well as it is taking the function that you want to use for displaying that number. That is, result is this. So yes, now the display function you are calling, you are passing. Here the display is now given the second name as a fun. Now fun and display both are same thing, and now the fun arrays will be called. You can even return a function from a function also. But let's see first. Let me execute this program. You see here the result is 30. This is the output. You can write down the second function like a show function, which are doing the same thing but having the different result. like print, and instead of result is, you should print output. Output is num. Okay, now see here, when you call this add function and when you are passing this display function to the add function, what is the output? The output is result is 30. But instead of display, if you are passing show, then what is the output? The output is 30. Okay, so you will get the output as output is 30. Getting that? So yes, so if you want to write a function, different function for doing the same task, so which function has to be called? Which function has to be called? That will be decided by which function you are passing to the particular function. If you are passing the show function, the show function will be called. If you are passing the display function, the display function will be called. Yes, students, are you getting this? Yeah. I can pass a function as an argument to a function. That is the only I want to explain here. I can pass function as an argument. You can pass a function as an argument, and if you are receiving the function as an argument, now you can call that function. You can call that function. Yes, get it? Yes, so we'll take one example for explanation. Suppose there is a function called as addition, which will take the two input x and y, and which will return x plus y. Okay, and there is one more function called as a sub, which will taking the two argument and which is returning x minus y. There is another function called as a mul, which is taking the two argument and which is returning x into y. And there is one more function called as a div, which will take the two argument and now x comma x divided by y. Okay, so this type of the three operations are there. Okay, now I want to write one function. Definition, it's a calculator, which will take the two inputs, like so x and y or a and b. Okay, you can take this, and there is one function it is receiving. One function is receiving. Now what to do with that function? With that function? So yes, res is equal to fun of x comma y. And yes, we'll just print out here res. We'll print out, or simply instead of printing, we just return res. Okay, and let's call that function calculator. And suppose I want to do addition of the 10 and 20. I want to do addition of 10 and 20. So how to call that function? Calculator 10, 20, add. Okay, now I want to do addition. So let's see, the output should be 30. So yes, I'm getting the output as 30. Okay, so you can use your result is equal to this. You can print the result. So yes, result is comma result. Let's see here, the result is 30. Now if I want to do a multiplication, then use here, the result is 200. If I want to do a division, just pass that function div. Yes, students, are you getting this? So in this example, I have passed the function as an argument to a function. So yes, div function, so div will be called. If you are passing add will be called. If you are passing sub will be called. If you are passing mul will be called. Yes, students, are you getting this? Type yes in the chat box if you understand this. Yes, got it. Okay. Now next one is the can I pass okay, let's see what is this example. Yeah, the same example actually there. Okay, so total marks, it will calculate the total marks, and percentage will calculate the percentage marks. Okay, so here M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, these are the marks, and here I'm passing with these values, I'm passing the name of the function also. Name of the function is total marks, so here T is will be called. This is the name of the function is now T, and yes, instead of T, let me take the name as fun. So it is fun will be called. Now the fun is total underscore marks. It will calculate the total of all the marks, and then it will calculate the percentage. Let's see, the total marks is 296 and the percentage marks is 59 point is this. Yes, the same example actually, the same example I have actually done here, calculator, design calculator. Here there's another example of the passing the function as an argument as a total marks and the percentage marks. Okay, so yes, we'll see the next topic, and that is the lambda function. Lambda function, that is a very, very important one. Yes, very important regarding to the machine learning point of view, also OpenCV point of view also. And yes, if you want to go to the Python programming only, then also it is very important. So what is lambda function? So it is one of the kind of the function which is not having the name. So yes, you can create the function without name also. So it is possible in Python. So lambda function is an anonymous function. It is also called as an anonymous function, or it's also called as an inline function, because it is not having the name. It is not having the name. So normal function having the name, they define using the def keyword. But lambda function cannot be defined with the def keyword. It is defined using the lambda keyword. Yes, the lambda function is defined using the lambda keyword and are built at the execution time, and it is built at the execution time. Okay, that's why it's called the inline function. So inline functions are the function which are the executed or the build at the execution time. Okay, so its code is actually there is no function call. Lambda functions are faster than the normal function because there is no function call is there. Whatever the code is there, that will be executed there itself. Okay, but normal function we cannot write as a lambda function if that function contains the more than one line to be execution. Okay, so if there are very big function you already written, and if you want to convert that function into lambda function, not possible. So yes, if you have very small implementation, then you can only implement the lambda function. You can implement the lambda function. Yes, the lambda function takes any number of argument. Yeah, it takes any number of argument. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, any number of argument, but can return any one value. Remember here, it can return any one value. The syntax of the lambda function is very simple. The lambda, first we'll put the lambda keyword, and then after the lambda keyword there is arguments. How many arguments? 1 and 1 and 2 and 3. All our arguments should be separated by comma, and after the arguments just put the colon, and after the colon put the expression to be executed. Put the expression to be executed when the lambda function is called. Okay, when you are calling the lambda function, which expression should be executed? That expression you have to write here. Okay, so yes, we will see one example here. So yes, I'm writing here the lambda function. So lambda n is the one argument. So yes, this is the anonymous function, n taking the only one argument, and what is the expression? Expression is n into 2. So yes, it double the number. It double the number. So whatever the number you are giving, that number will be double. Now, how to call this function? If you want to call this function, actually, if you are directly writing only lambda, then also it is okay. But it is only the function. It is only function. It is not having any output. So it is just a function. It is just a function. Now, if you want to call this function, so how to call this function? You can call this function by using this method. Okay, just enclose this lambda function in a bracket, and in front of that bracket, your normal function call. So yes, I want to pass one argument as a 10. Okay, so here the input is 10. So in front of this lambda function, this is the lambda definition, and in front of it, you are calling it. And yes, for calling, give the circular bracket and the argument. So if the lambda is taking only one argument, provide only one argument. If it is taking two arguments, provide two arguments separated by comma. So let's see, the output is 20. The output is 20. Yes, students, are you getting this? Now you can give the, yeah, actually it is very weird actually how to call this function, because calling this lambda function like this, it looks like very weird. So yes, what you can do, you can give the name to that function also. Yes, lambda function is actually not having the name, but still you can give it. You can give it. You can assign that lambda function to any variable. And now this variable is called as a function name. The square is a function name. And you can call that lambda function simply by the function simply as your function call. Okay. So a square of 3. Square of 3 means lambda n colon n into n 3. So yes, you are providing the one argument here. 3 argument you are providing. So yes, it will create a square. The output is 9. Yes, students, so you can give here the name to the lambda function. Actually, lambda is an anonymous function, but you can give the name. You can give the name to the function. So we can directly use lambda to call a function. Yes, we can use it. This is the function. Instead of using square, you can directly use this implementation. Directly use implementation and just provide the argument. What is the argument? Argument is 4. And yes, I'm getting the output as 16. Yes, students, are you getting this? How to use the lambda function? So very simple. Provide the lambda, whatever the implementation, you can give the name to that lambda function and yes, call that lambda function. Simply. Okay. Now we'll take some more example. Write a lambda function that will take the 3 argument and return sum of it. Yeah. I want sum of it. So yes, lambda a comma b comma c. Yes, 3 argument. It will take 3 argument and then colon, and output is a plus b plus c. So yes, and name of this function is addition. The name of the function is now addition. Now addition 3 comma 4 comma 5 will add these 3 numbers. 12 is the answer. 12 is the answer. The second example, write a lambda function that will receive a string. Strips any white spaces. Yes, it remove the white spaces in front of the string or back of the string, and yes, return the uppercase version of the string. So whatever the string is there, it will uppercase. It will convert. So yes, the string. How to write down this lambda function? So lambda, and then suppose str1 is the input. And yes, so which operation we have to perform? First strip operation, because we have to remove all the white spaces. So yes, str1 dot strip, and after removing that white spaces, we have to convert into the uppercase. So yes, it will convert it. So yes, convert is the function name. We are calling that function convert JB Softonics. Let's see here. Output is JB Softonics. Getting? Yes, students, are you getting this? Yes, so simple examples we can implement using the lambda function. Now we can pass any container type to lambda also, like a list, tuple, dictionary, that all these container type of the data we can pass to the lambda function. So yes, we'll take one example. Write a lambda function that calculates average numbers in average of a numbers in a list. So as you have to calculate the average of a number. So whatever the numbers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this list numbers, I have to calculate the average. So yes, how to write down lambda and the name of the argument. The name of the argument is L. That is my list. Okay. And then how to calculate average. Average is very simple. First do summation and then divide by length. That is average. Okay, summation divided by length. The name of the function is now my underscore average. My underscore average function is calling, and yes, we are providing the list one. Now list one means L, sum of the list one divided by length of the list one. Okay, and it will calculate the average. Yes, the average is 3.5. Average is 3.5. Yes, we can calculate the average. Okay, so yes, moral is here. We can pass any container type to a lambda function. Now we can use the lambda function directly in print function also. Yes, we can directly use. So yes, lambda L colon sum L length L, and yes, we are directly providing the list one directly. Yes, it is possible. The output is same, 3.5. So instead of providing the name, you can directly use that lambda function implementation in your program directly. Yes, students, are you getting the lambda function? Any doubt in lambda? Any question from the lambda function? You can ask me. Yes, I'm waiting for your question. Or otherwise, if you understood, just type lambda, LAMBDA in your chat box. Yes, if you understood, type lambda. Otherwise, yes, ask me question, or yes, ask to implement any program, using the lambda function. Yes, Aditya has understood. Yeah, what about others? Type lambda if you understood. So lambda is an anonymous function, but you can give the name to that function. You can call that function by using the name. And now you can give the different types of input: 1 input, 3 input, okay, 4 input, 5 input, any number of input you can give. Even you can give the input as a list also. Okay, list also you can give. List, tuple also it is possible. Tuple is also it accepts. Dictionary also it accepts. The set also it accepts. Okay. Okay. So yes, we'll start with the new topic, and that is a higher order function. Now, what is higher order function? Higher order function is a function that can receive other function as an argument or return them. Okay, so if the function is receiving, other function as an argument, that is called as a higher order function. Yes, we have already written that higher order function here, like this here. Percentage is the higher order function. This calculator is a higher order function. Like that, there are the built-in function also there. Now these sorted function we already seen. Sorted function, using the sorted function, we can sort the items, we can sort the keys, but by default keys will be sorted. By default keys will be sorted. So yes, we can pass a lambda function to a sorted function to sort a dictionary by values. Yes. Now, if I am not using this, let's see what is the output. The output is, it is by default, it is sorted by keys. By default, it is sorted by keys. Yeah, so first one is almond, then coconut oil, then sugar, and the sunflower oil. So it is sorted by the keys. But suppose if I want to sort it by the value, so how to sort it by value? Very simple. So yes, key equal to lambda kv colon kv of 1. It should be 1. So kv of 1. Kv of 1 is the value. So I have to sort it by value. So let's see here. So yes, it is sorted by the value. So the very first value, the low value is 40. So it is come first. It's ascending sorting. Then 110, and then 230, and 800. If you want to sort by key, they provide 0. Now it is sorted by key. So almonds, coconut oil, sugar, and the sunflower oil. Getting that? So yes, we can provide the key. We can provide any function which is generally being used to sort a value. Okay. Yes. If you want to sort it by descending. So yes, there is one argument called as a reverse argument. Okay, so this argument will be sorted by in a reverse order, like in a descending order. So first is sunflower and the last is almond. And if you want to sort it, descending sort by values, and then lambda kv colon kv of 1. Yes, kv. What is kv of 1? What is kv? Kv is the key and value pair which is present in the items. Okay, so these items will be provided to the kv. So kv contains key and the value. Now which has to be taken? Which value has to be taken? Key or the value? So yes, key is the kv of 0 and value is the kv of 1. Value is the kv of 1. Getting that? So yes, using the kv of 1, we are giving that. So sort by values. Sort by values. Do not sort by key. By default, sort by key is there. Okay. So sorted function, the sorted function uses the parameter key. It specifies the function of a one argument that is used to extract the comparison of each element in the first argument of a sorted. So which argument has to be taken for the comparison? Key argument or the value argument? Yes, the default value of key is none, indicating that the element is in the first argument are to be compared directly. So yes, default value is the first value that is available in this particular items. So which is the first value? It is available in the item key and value. So first value is key. So by default it is sorted by key. And if you are providing sort by value, then yes, now then it is sorted by value. Now then it is sorted by value. And if you are providing the reverse is equal to false, then it is a ascending sorting. So it is a 40 and then 100, 230 and then 800. So this type of examples, yes, you can consider for the higher order function. Now these three functions are very much important regarding to the your placement point of view. Like most of the Python aptitude, these functions implementation is being asked in a difficulty level. It is having the more difficulty level. But let me first tell you that it is a very simple one. Okay, it looks like difficult, but it is not difficult. It is a very simple. So yes, can you explain lambda kv from the yes Aditya? Yes, Aditya, this sorted function. Yes, let's see from first. So yes, what is the output here? Grocery, sorted grocery items. If you see, if you want to sort, if you are giving the items for sorted function, then which gets sorted? Items means, yes Aditya, items means key and value. Items means key and value. Okay, so by default the sorted function will sort by ascending order, and for sorting, which value has to be considered? If there are the more than one value in this item, the first value is to be considered for the sorting. So here the key is the first value. You see here. So if I run this, so it is sorted by your grocery will be sorted by the key. Grocery will be sorted by the key. Yes, Aditya, are you getting this up to this? Okay, so now we are adding the key method. Okay, so what is key? Key by default it is none. What is the meaning of none? None mean like this. Okay, it is having the same output. Key equal to none, output same. Okay, so when there is a none, if there are the more than one arguments or more than one values present in this item, the first value is considered for the sorting. Getting that? Okay. Now I don't want to be considered this first value. I want to sort it by value. I want to sort this grocery by value in ascending order. So it means that 40 should be present at the first. Sort by value, ascending sort by value. So how to do this? So you have to modify the key. So you have to give here the lambda function. You have to give the lambda function. So key will accept the function. Which will generally use for the sorting of this grocery item. So lambda, what is the kv? Kv is the key value pair. Which I'm receiving from the items. So very first one is the this sunflower oil. Okay, so it will be considered KV. It will be considered KV, key and value pair. But out of this KV, which value or which is item I want to consider for sorting. For sorting, yes, I want to consider the first value or second value. First value I'm getting with the key of 0. So yes, I'm using this, I'm getting the same output. Almonds, coconut oil, sugar, sunflower. Because by default none, there also it will consider the first value. But if you are changing this, then now it will sort by the values. It will sort by values. Yes, Aditya, are you getting this? If you want to change default sort, then you have to change it. You have to change it value. So if this value is contained the three items, then which item you have to consider? Yes, you can give here. You can give. Get it? Okay. Now next one is the map function, filter function, and the reduce function. We'll see one by one. So yes, map function is very simple. Map function operation applies a function to each and every element in the sequence. Let's directly see its uses. Uses is firstly write down the map, and then which function you want to apply, and what is the list of inputs. Okay, so yes, now the function is I have written as a square function, square n, which returns n square, which returns n into n. So this is a very simple function. Yeah, very simple function. Now I want to calculate the square of each and every item. So I want to do the square of each and every item. So yes, what I can do? Yes, if I don't want to, 1 minute. One. हेलो, यस सॉरी, एक्चुअली एक इम्पोर्टेंट कॉल था इसीलिए उठाना पड़ा. Okay, so let's start with the again map function. Yeah, we'll start with the basic starting. Okay, so map function will apply the first function. This function has to be applied, and then what is the inputs that you want to give to that function. Sorry, actually. Yes, so we'll start it again. Yeah. So are you there? Yes, type yes in the chat box. Are you there? Type yes in the chat. We'll start from the first. Okay. Okay. So yes. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So yes, map function. We'll start from the first. Okay. So yes, map function will is the function which is used to apply a function. This function, the first argument, to the list of arguments. To the list of arguments. So what is the argument? Argument list is this one. Okay. So yes, suppose I want my result should be the result output it should be. So 1, if I'm providing to square function, the square is 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, like that. Okay. So if I want to do this manually, then yes, what I have to do, I have to use this square square and then function and then list 1 of the 0. Okay. So this is the first one. So this is called the result 1. Okay. Then after that, again, result 2 is equal to square square of the list 1 of the 1. Okay. So yes, this is the iteration. So for this, I can use the for loop. So for var in the list 1, what I can do, I can create one new list. So new underscore list is equal to, and then what I can do, I can call the square function here, and square function, I'm giving the input as var, and yes, in a new list, I'm just appending it. I'm appending this square of var, and let's see what is the output. Yes, I'm not printing here. I'm not using the map function here. Before map function, how that map function works actually, that I'm going to show you here. So yes, I'm showing you here. I'm printing the new list. So let's see here. If I'm printing the new underscore list, so as I'm getting the square of all these numbers, But this is a very tedious task. Create a new list, use the for loop, append it. Yeah, very tedious task. But instead of this, what you can do directly, you can call the map function. Map function do exactly same the above lines are doing. So it will apply the square function to each and every input or each and every item of the list 1. And it will create the one object, which is an iterable object, It is not actually list, it is a result only. So it is a iterable object. Map is the iterable object, which later we are converting into the list, Let's see here. Okay. If I'm directly printing result, let's see what is the output. Okay. So yes, I'm using the map function, which will apply the square function to each and every item of the list 1. Yes, it will be creating the square of each item. So 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. And yes, the result will be stored in results. Let's see what is the result. Result is the object of map object. Okay, result is the object of map. So it is a iterable object. So what you can do, you can convert this into the list. You can convert this into list or tuple. Okay. Then yes, you see what the output. The output is the same output that this above 4 lines is giving the output. Yes, students, are you getting the map function now? Map function क्या करता है? ये जो फंक्शन है, ये फंक्शन को मुझे इनपुट देना है, लेकिन इनपुट कहाँ पे रखा है? लिस्ट में रखा है या टपल में रखा है? ओके, तो ये जो रखा हुआ है ना, वो मुझे इसको एक एक करके देना है और आउटपुट में मुझे लिस्ट ही चाहिए. ओके, तो ये कैसे करेंगे? अगर मैन्युअली करना है तो मैन्युअली इस तरीके से करो. नो नीड टू यूज मैप फंक्शन. लेकिन अगर एडवांस फंक्शन यूज करना है, एक ही लाइन में सब कुछ करना है, यस कर दो. मैप स्क्वायर लिस्ट 1. यस, apply the square function to list 1, and yes, it will square the list. Yes, students, are you getting this? Yes, type map in the chat box if you are getting this map function. Okay, तो ये देखो हमें क्या करना है अभी. There is a list. Okay, there is a list. And now I want to calculate the factorial of each and every number. सभी के फैक्टोरियल नंबर मुझे निकालना है. अभी देखो यहाँ पे हमने स्क्वायर निकालने तो स्क्वायर फंक्शन लिखा था. This is the user defined function. But here we can give here the inbuilt function also, math.factorial. So I want to calculate the factorial of the list one. Every item factorial will be calculated, and fact result and the list of fact result. Yes, I'm getting the output as a factorial of all these numbers. Yes, getting this, very simple. Now instead of they given this square, you can even write down the lambda function also. Lambda is also work. Lambda, L-A-M-B-D-A, lambda, n colon n into n. So that also work. It is also giving the same output. Yes, you see here. So yes, to this map function, you can give the user defined function. You can give the built-in function. You can give the lambda function also. Getting this? Yes, let's try one example of the map function. Okay, now in this time we will try for the tuple. Okay, we'll try for the tuple. So yes, suppose when my list is there, or suppose tuple is there, tup is equal to, and suppose tuple is suppose 2. Okay, so like this, these are the tuple. Okay, now I want to apply here some function. So yes, I'm writing the function. So definition. Now what to do? Yes, let's start with the cube. Okay, I want to get the cube of every number. I want to get the cube of each number. So yes, how to get the cube of each number? Yes, write down the function as a cube, which will take the input as a suppose x, and which will return the cube. So yes, x cube, x raised to 3. So it is a cube. And yes, so what is my result list or result tuple or result? You can use the map function. In the map function, I'm giving the first as a function name. So which function I have to apply? Cube function. On which list or on which tuple? Yeah, on tuple, TUP. Okay, let's see tuple also work or not. And yes, and I'm getting, I should get the output in a tuple itself. So yes, I'm using tuple of res. Tuple of res. Let's see. Yes, output is this. Let's see it is correct or not. 2 raised to 3 is 8. 3 cube is 27. 4 cube is 64. Like this. Yes, so map function is very easy. So yes, if there is a function and if the inputs are stored in a tuple or the list, you can use the map function. Okay. So advantage of the map function is we do not need a for loop. We do not need the for loop or if statement to control the flow. Now we'll see the next function as a, and that is the advanced one again. Is a filter function. अब ये filter क्या होना है? अब मैंने देखो last time हमने किया था देखो filter. We have done that filter in a comprehension. So we are generating the list, and while generating the list, we are using some condition. हमने लिखा था देखो for भी लिखा था और if भी लिखा था. Okay. So here also we suppose if there is an existing list is there and you want to filter out. If you want to filter out some elements, you want only elements that is get filter out. Okay. So yes, you can use the filter function. तो कैसे करना है? Simple है. Filter, use of the filter function. Write down the filter and then function to be applied and the list of inputs. Okay. List of inputs. Yes, we can give the list of input in terms of the list of the. You can give the list. You can give the input as a list or the tuple. Okay. Now, but there is one more thing I should discuss here. Whatever the input function that you are providing to the filter function, जो भी function आप filter को दोगे, वो either it will return true, either it will return false. तो एक तो true return करेगा, एक तो false return करेगा. क्या है? एक तो true return करना है, एक तो false return करना है. you cannot provide that cube like function. ये इस तरीके का function आप इसको filter को नहीं दे सकते. Okay, you should provide a function which will either return true, either return false. Okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे दिया है definition even, and if num modulo 2 equal to 0, then it will return true. If it is num modulo 2 equal to 1, then it will return false. So this will check for the even number. If there is an even number, it will return true. If there is an odd number, it will return false. Now the second function is for the checking the odd number. If it is an odd number, it will return true. If it is an even number, it will return false. Getting that? So suppose this is my list. This is my list. Now I want to filter out some even numbers only. क्या करना है मुझे? सिर्फ even numbers मुझे निकालने हैं उसमें से. तो मैं क्या करूँगा? I am using the even list. Okay, filter function to be applied as a even and lst. तो क्या होगा? First function 2 will be provided to the even function. Now 2 modulo 2 0, so it will return true. तो अगर true return करता है तो वो ये number even list पे चला जाएगा. Now let's take a next input 3. Now it will return false because 3 modulo 2 is 1, so it will return false. तो क्या आएगा? यहाँ पे it will not put into the even list. It will not put in the list. तो 2 input insert होगा, 4 insert होगा, 6 insert होगा, 8 insert होगा और 10 insert होगा. Okay. अभी उसी तरीके से अगर odd input मुझे निकालना है, odd inputs only. तो yes, I am applying the odd function. So देखो odd means number मुझे मिल जाएंगे. Only odd numbers I am getting. So let's see here the even list and odd list. Let's print it. You see here the even list is separate out 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Odd list is separate out. So yes, filter function is generally used to filter out if there is existing list is there और आप existing list में से आपको कुछ data निकालना है, लेकिन data किसके ऊपर है? एक function के ऊपर है कि वो function अगर satisfy करेगा तभी वो data निकालना है, नहीं तो नहीं निकालना है. Getting this? Now you can have one function which will calculate, which will check the given year is a leap year or not. Okay, तो ये देखो ये year leap year है या नहीं है हमें check करना है. ये भी हमने किया था देखो using comprehension. Okay, so yes, filter check leap is the function. So check leap function will return true if the year is leap year, and this is the year list. Year list is this. Okay, so leap underscore list. This list contains the only year which are the leap year. Let's see here. Yeah, 1976, 1900, 2000, 1984. These are the leap years only. Yes, students, are you getting filter function? कैसे करना है? तीसरा एक एग्जांपल लेते देखो. तीसरा एग्जांपल यहाँ पे एक फंक्शन ऐसे लिखा है if the n is provided and if n is greater than 50, then it will return true, it will return, otherwise it will return false. तो 50 से greater है ना तो true return करेगा. तो अगर मैं इसे filter out करता हूँ, if I'm using filter fun1 and list1. So list1 क्या है? list1 ये है पूरे नंबर से. तो इसमें से filter क्या होगे? filter कौन से list print होगा? The number which is greater than 50. Greater than 50 है ना, सिर्फ वही print होगे. और less than 50 है, that will not print. Let's see here. The number which is greater than 50 is only printed, and it will not. The remaining will not be included. Yes. Now instead of writing the definition, you can write on the lambda function also. Yes, here the lambda function is given. So lambda n true if n greater than 50, else false. Simple. It will return true if the n is greater than 50, else it will return false. Yes, students, are you getting this? So now instead of using that user-defined function, you can use the built-in function also, like str.isAlpha. If it is alphabet, then it will include it into the list. Otherwise, it will not include. So yes, all the alphabet we are reading only alphabets. Yes. So A, B, M, these are the alphabets. Getting? हमें क्या करना है? उसमें से digit निकालना है. Yes, we are using is digit. Yes, students, are you getting this? Yes, write filter in the chat box if you have understood the filter function. Type filter in the chat box. अगर इस समझ में आ गए, सिंपल है. देखो फिल्टर को कौन सा फंक्शन देना है, ऐसा फंक्शन देना है क्यों आइदर ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा, एक तो फॉल्स रिटर्न करेगा. अगर ट्रू रिटर्न करता है तो लिस्ट में इंक्लूड करेगा, फॉल्स रिटर्न करेगा तो इनपुट जो होगा दैट विल नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड, दैट विल नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड. गेटिंग? Now the last function is remaining and that is the reduce function. अभी ये reduce function क्या होता है? देखो reduce function is not by default available. If you want to use the reduce function, you have to use this. You have to import from the function tools module. Okay, so it is present in a function tools module. So what is the reduce function? The reduce function performs a rolling computation. It will perform a rolling computation to a sequential pair of values in a sequence and returns the result. अभी ये क्या लिखा है ये मैं आपको समझा के दूंगा. ओके, कैसे यूज करना है? ओके, ये सिंपल. पहले क्या कर दो, फ्रॉम फंक्शन टूल इंपोर्ट रिड्यूस एंड देन यूज द रिड्यूस फंक्शन एज फंक्शन टू अप्लाई एंड द लिस्ट ऑफ इनपुट. ओके, देखो इनपुट तीनों के सेम ही है, फंक्शन टू अप्लाई एंड द लिस्ट ऑफ इनपुट, लेकिन तीनों अलग अलग काम करते हैं. अभी ये देखो ये क्या करेगा, यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना है, वी वांट अ एडिशन. अभी हमने एक फंक्शन लिखा है, देखो गेट सम फंक्शन. गेट सम फंक्शन विल टेक द इनपुट x एंड y, दो इनपुट लेगा और रिटर्न क्या करेगा, x प्लस y. रिटर्न क्या करेगा, x प्लस y. ओके, x प्लस y रिटर्न करेगा. ओके, अभी इनपुट तो दिया है लिस्ट में, हमें क्या करना है, अभी पहले 1+2 करना है. 1+2 एडिशन कितना आएगा, 3. अभी इसका जो रिजल्ट आएगा, दैट रिजल्ट आई हैव टू ऐड इट विद द न्यू नंबर, दैट इज 3. 3 + 3 6, 6 + 4 10, 6 + 4 10 एंड 10 + 5 15. तो हमें इस तरीके का एप्लीकेशन करना है, हमें इस तरीके का हमें यहाँ पे परफॉर्म करना है एक्सप्रेशन. क्या करना है हमें, रोलिंग कंप्यूटेशन. वी हैव टू परफॉर्म द रोलिंग कंप्यूटेशन. तो रिपीटेशन करना है, एडिशन. Same we are adding with the 3, same we are adding with the 4, same we are adding with the 5. Getting that? So if you want to get the addition, if I want to do this type of the addition, that's called the rolling addition. So how to do this rolling addition? Use the reduce function. कोई भी अगर rolling computation अगर करना है तो get sum आप कर सकते हो. Simple. Get reduce, get sum, comma LST. Reduce, get sum, comma LST. तो get sum क्या करेगा? Get sum will, if the get sum is receiving the 2 argument, it will take the 2 argument. If it is receiving the 3 argument, it will read the 3 argument, first 3 argument. Okay, इसका जो भी ऑपरेशन होगा, जो भी रिजल्ट आएगा, it will be added with the next number. It will be added with the next number. Getting that? Let's see what is the output. The output is 15. Are you getting this? Output is 15. Okay, लेकिन अगर मल्टीप्लीकेशन करना है तो you can use the x into y. तो क्या हो जाएगा, 1 into 2 2, 2 into 3 2 into 3 6, 6 into 4 24, 24 into 5 120. So your output should be 120. yes, तो देखो 120 आउटपुट आ गया. Getting that? माइनस करना है तो भी कर सकते हो, जो भी आपको रोलिंग कंप्यूटेशन क्या करना है, दैट कंप्यूटेशन यू हैव टू डू यूजिंग द रिड्यूस फंक्शन. गेटिंग? अभी देखो यहाँ पे क्या करना है, मुझे क्या करना है, ये पूरा जो मेरा इनपुट था लिस्ट में दिया है एंड एवरी स्ट्रिंग विल बी सेपरेटेड हियर. अभी मुझे क्या करना है, इसका एक ही स्ट्रिंग बनाना है, पूरा का पूरा एक ही स्ट्रिंग चाहिए. आई लव इंडिया, माय नेम इज गणेश, पूरा एक ही स्ट्रिंग चाहिए. तो सिंपल मैं कैसे करूंगा, list1 इक्वल लिस्ट और द res अंडरस्कोर स्ट्रिंग इज इक्वल टू, इस तरीके से करूंगा, res अंडरस्कोर str is equal to list1 of the 0 plus list1 of the 1. ओके, इस तरीके से. उसके बाद में फिर से मैं करूंगा, res अंडरस्कोर str is equal to res अंडरस्कोर str plus list1 of the 2. इस तरीके से, मतलब पहले होगा आई लव, उसके बाद में आई लव इंडिया, उसके बाद में आई लव इंडिया माई, उसके बाद में होगा आई लव इंडिया माई नेम, I love India, my name is, and then I love India, my name is Ganesh. इस तरीके से. So yes, if this type of the operation, if you want to perform, yes, I have written one function here, combine underscore string. It will receive the two inputs X and Y, and yes, it will combine that string. So, and here the space is also added here, X plus space plus Y. So here the every after I, the space will be added and then love will be inserted. Okay. Yes, I'm using the reduce function. So combine str is the function and list one is the input. And let's see what is the output. The output is I love India. My name is Ganesh. Are you getting this? Okay. तो इस तरीके से अगर रोलिंग कंपटीशन अगर कुछ भी करना है ना, तो आप reduce function आप यूज कर सकते हो. Okay. Now you can use the lambda function with a map reduce or function. Okay. देखो यहाँ पे दिया है lambda n into n. So it will calculate the square. Yes, it will calculate square. तो ये देखो square आ गया. Okay, list one के square आ गया. ये हो गया आपका कौन सा है filter function है. तो filter function में क्या दिया है lambda n into n modulo 2. So even numbers. Yes, it will calculate the even numbers. So yes, no one दिया है ना, one दिया है मतलब odd number आएगा, तो ये odd number है. Even number चाहिए तो यहाँ पे 0 दे दो. Yes, it will be filtering the even numbers. Okay. Reduce function देना है तो इस तरीके से lambda भी function कॉल कर सकते हो. Lambda n comma n plus n. Okay. So yes, 15 will the result. Okay. इसमें क्या किया है? ओके यहाँ पे n मोडुलो 2 इक्वल टू 1. ओके यहाँ पे भी ये ऑड नंबर दिए. इट इज अ ऑड लिस्ट. ओके सो यस ऑड नंबर्स विल बी आउटपुट. ओके इस तरीके से डिफरेंट ये देखो यहाँ पे क्यूब कैलकुलेट किया. मैप फंक्शन है तो मैप फंक्शन का क्या होता है? दिस फंक्शन विल बी अप्लाइड टू ईच एंड एवरी इनपुट. सो यस इट विल कैलकुलेट द क्यूब ऑफ द ऑल दिस नंबर. Yes, students, are you getting map function, filter function, and the reduce function? Type got it in the chat box if you are getting this, all these four types of function: lambda, map, reduce, and the filter. Yes, type got it in the chat box. If you are getting this, type got it in the chat box. Okay, so yes, Aditya. So generally the reduce function is used to filter out the list. Okay, so if you want to filter, now what do you filter? Filter means if you have some condition and using that condition, if you want to get some part of the list. Okay, इसमें से कुछ तो थोड़े से नंबर मुझे लेने हैं. Okay, let's take with the one example. एक example लेते हैं. Okay, suppose this is the one of the list, suppose in underscore list. Okay, so this is the list and this list contains some numbers. Okay, कुछ तो numbers मैं दे रहा हूँ randomly, कुछ भी random दे रहा हूँ. Okay. Okay, now these numbers I'm giving here. Okay, now I want to filter out the number which is divisible, fully divisible by 3. Okay, क्या करना है? मुझे ऐसे नंबर उसमें से चाहिए, ये पूरे नंबर से ना, इसमें से मुझे कौन से नंबर चाहिए कि पूरे के 3 से डिवाइड होगा, 3 से फुल्ली डिविजिबल है ना, वही नंबर चाहिए. So yes, what are the number which is fully divisible by 3? ओके तो इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? पहले एक डेफिनेशन लिखना पड़ेगा. डेफिनेशन. ओके सो यस आई एम यूजिंग द डेफिनेशन एज सपोज div3. Okay, so this is the my function name and yes it will take the input as suppose x and yes it will check here if the x modulo 3 equal to 0. If x modulo 3 equal to 0, then it will return true. Otherwise it will return false. Getting that? Okay, so yes, if I'm providing this 34 to x, it will return true or false? False, because 34 is not divided by 3. Okay, if instead of 34 it is 33, then yes, it will return true. So yes, I want to filter out this particular inputs. So how to filter out? Yes, you can check one by one. Okay, you can check one by one. 33, yeah, it is true or false, include. It is there. If it is not there, it do not include, like that. Or otherwise, what you can do, you can use the out list. You can have the out list. You can have the out list, which you are generating using the filter function. And which function I have to apply? div3, div3. And on which list I have to apply? In underscore list. Now, yes, this div3 function will be applied to each and every element of this list. 33 will be applied. If it returns true, it will include into the out list. If it returns false, it will not include in the out list. So yes, it will filter out. Okay, तो इसे क्या करता है? यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा है? जो ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा ना, उसी को इंक्लूड करेगा, बाकी को इंक्लूड नहीं करेगा. सिंपल है. तो हम यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे? We'll just print out that out list. So yes, out underscore list. And let's see here. There are only the 3 numbers which is fully divisible by 3. Yes, Aditya, are you getting this filter? Okay. Now next one is reduce function. अभी reduce function क्या करता है? Generally the reduce function will use to get some repetitive work. Okay. हमें क्या करना है कि एक काम है, हमें लिस्ट के ऊपर लगाना है, लेकिन कैसे लगाना है? रिपीटेटिव चाहिए, रिपीटेटिव वर्क चाहिए उसमें. जैसे कि रिपीटेटिव वर्ड्स यू कैन कंसिडर लाइक ओके, एडिशन दे सकते हैं, एडिशन तो ले लिया, सब्ट्रैक्शन या मल्टीप्लिकेशन या कुछ तो ले सकते हैं. शॉर्ट एग्जांपल आई कैन गिव हियर. ओके, एक इंटरनेट के ऊपर से ही थोड़ा रिड्यूस का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. रिड्यूस एग्जांपल बिकॉज इन पाइथन. यस, यहाँ पे क्या किया है? इंपोर्ट डेमोस्ट्रेट द वर्किंग ऑफ रिड्यूस. या okay, see here. Here the list is given here 1 2 3 5. Actually there is a syntax error here. Okay, so 1 3 simply I am just copy this and let's execute ignore. Okay, so it's, yeah, so it is 1 3 5 6 2 using the reduce. So the sum of the list element is, okay, sum we have to calculate. If you want to calculate the sums, how to calculate sum? Sum you can calculate directly by using the print sum of the lis. Okay, lis. Okay, so it will calculate the summation directly, but I don't want to use sum, I want to use the reduce function. If you want to use the reduce function, calculate. How to calculate sum? Sum is very simple. 1 plus 3. What is the result? Result is 4. 4 plus added with the 5. Result is 5, 4 plus 5. That is 9. 9 plus 6, 15. And 15 plus 2, 17. Okay. Now I want to do this. So here what I can do, I can write a function, or otherwise I can write the lambda function also. Here the lambda function, let's see here. Lambda a comma b, input is 2 and the output is a plus b. It will use the a plus b. So whatever it will actually uses the output from the last, and that is a is the output from the last function call, and b is the b is the new input. Like first it will be calculate 1 plus 3, and then in the next function call there is a 4 plus 5, 4 and 5. A is 4 and b is 5. So like that. Okay, it will be repeatedly execute it on this particular list item. Yes, and yes, let's see the output is the sum is 17. Yes, we have calculated the sum. And now maximum element of the list. If you want to calculate maximum element, yes, directly use max function. But if you don't want to use max function, you can use here a if a greater than b, else b. So yes, we are returning, we are continuously checking that 1 and 3, which is greater, 3 is greater. Okay. Then 3 and 5, which is greater, 5 is greater. Okay. Then 5 and 6, which is greater? 6 is greater. Okay, 6 is greater. And 6 and 2, which is greater? 6 is greater. So yes, the same thing we have implemented here. If we are providing two numbers A and B, so yes, the output is A if A is greater than B. Otherwise, it will be calculated as a B. It will be considered as a B. Yes, so it is the maximum element is 6. And if you want to get the minimum element, yes, what is the minimum element? Minimum element is 1. Yes, are you getting this? Yes, Chetan, Aditya. If you want to do a repetitive operation, then use the reduce function. Very simple. Okay, so try some examples from the internet based on these 3-4 functions. Lambda function, try to write down lambda function, map function, reduce function, filter function, very, very important function. For fresher, actually, this question can be asked. And if you answer this question very clearly, then yes, definitely you got selected in that interview. Because these are some complicated topics in Python. Some difficulty level is hard for these functions. Okay, so yes, got it. The next topic is class and the objects. Yes, I'm not going to start this today because actually already there is a 5:15, and yes, I want to complete it in 2 hours only. Okay, so as class and objects and the containership and inheritance, these two topics we will see in the tomorrow. See in tomorrow. Yes, so tomorrow Thursday, class and objects, containership. Okay, and yes, Friday, iterator, generator, and the exception handling. Yeah, okay, and that's it. Yeah, so up to Friday we are completing the Python. We are completing Python, and yes, from the Monday we'll start with the OpenCV. Yes, is it okay? You have the whole full days, Saturday and Sunday, for practicing the Python, because once you start the OpenCV and the machine learning, actually आपको प्रीवियस बैक की बेसिक में आपको फिर से नहीं बताऊंगा। फिर जो भी आपको करना है ना, ये 2 दिन में आप कर सकते हो, 2 दिन में पूछ सकते हो। ओके, ये कैसे याद रहेगा? जितना प्रैक्टिस आप ज्यादा करोगे उतना याद रहेगा आपको। ओके, सो यस, आई विल बी एंडिंग द मीटिंग। Yes, any questions? Any questions? Okay, so yes, I'm stopping the record.